What is going on, everybody? It is Monday, August 22nd, 2022. You already know the vibes. Yes, sir. What is going on, everybody? You already know it's your boy Rompe, and welcome to the Mets life. Because you already know when it comes to the Mets, is always for life, baby. So, today, August 22nd, Monday, the Mets are facing the Yankees, Subway Series. Max Scherzer on the mound, taking on Domingo Germán. Just like it was back in July, but it just seems like it's a little bit different. Right? And this is not a stab at the Yankees either. Because since the All-Star break, the Yankees have won, 3-4 games? The Mets have been consistent pretty much all year long. They hit a road bump when they went to Atlanta this time last week. The Monday-Tuesday game was completely sabotaged with injuries. But the thing that I love the most about how the Mets responded to those losses was the simple fact that they didn't make any excuses. And they had some excuses to make over this last week. But they didn't make any excuses. Unlike the Braves, unlike the Phillies, the Mets didn't make excuses. And this is a testament to the clubhouse culture, the way Buck Showalter's turned this team around, the way Max Scherzer has been a clubhouse pretty much leader, and changing the dynamic in the clubhouse, the way things are happen in the clubhouse, the expectations of clubhouse etiquette, the expectations of how you compose yourself as a team after wins, after losses. I mean, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys, you name it. Um, they have they have a cast of people who aren't gonna feel sorry for themselves, aren't gonna, drop their heads and mope for a week or two. This is a completely different Mets team, you know. And we knew that coming into the season with the additions that they made with Marte, with Canna, with Escobar, with Scherzer. You knew that, okay, they're infusing some clubhouse guys, not just clubhouse guys, but guys that, veterans. They've been there before, but they know the way around the league. Max Scherzer, uh, future Hall of Famer, three-time Cy Young Award winner, World Series champion, basically said from Jump Street, I'm coming to the Mets because I feel that that's the place where I feel I could win a championship first and foremost. Those words right there should tell you everything you need to know about how Max feels about this team, this front office, and everything they're building going forward. And then we get back one of the most important pieces to a championship run. We add Jacob deGrom, and I know we've heard it as Mets fans. We heard it year in, year out, year after year. Oh, getting this guy back is like making a trade acquisition. It's like making a trade acquisition every single year. Somebody comes back from injury. It's like making a trade acquisition. It's like making a trade acquisition. Nah, not to be redundant, but it has been redundant for years with this team as a fan of this team. But this year, it 100% is true. And it all relies on how healthy he is going forward. And I believe deGrom when he says that coming into the season, there was no issues. All the arm stuff, elbow stuff, forearm stuff, that was behind him coming into spring training. I just think with the lockout, he couldn't, rehab to start, the process. So he couldn't come into February. Sometimes guys report even late January. And they come in to the facility, but he didn't have access to facility, trainers, staff, nothing. And it was a whole bunch of new guys coming in. So he wanted to ramp it up. He knew what this season was about. And he tried to ramp it up, try to do his thing. You saw what he did in spring training, and it was phenomenal, and then he fractured his shoulder. I mean, that's a freak injury. That's not something that, like, if we would have just rested him and just waited, then maybe, just rehabbed him all the spring training and then had him going. But you can't do that. Jake knows the vibes when it comes to the season and the championship aspirations. He's been to a World Series. He wants to win it this time. He doesn't want to just be in there and play in the game. He wants to win the game. That's what Jacob deGrom wants to do. That's what Max Scherzer came here to do. So when you got guys like Max saying, I come here because I feel like this is where I can win a championship, coming from a guy who's a three-time Cy Young Award, just played for the Dodgers, says, nah, I want to come to the Mets because I feel like that's where I can win a championship. As a Met fan, you got to take that to heart. The minute Max Scherzer said those words, it changed my whole outlook, my whole way I looked at him as an enemy, because he was an enemy for many years playing with the Washington Nationals. But it changed my outlook on him. Like, yo, this guy really believes we could win a championship. I'm sold. He sold me from day one, saying he feels that we could win a championship with this team going forward. That's huge. That's huge in every sense of the word. That is the most important thing you can get from somebody, especially somebody you're spending that amount of money from, and that's what you want. That's what we got going for us. Going back to the main point, right? We're facing the Yankees tonight. in the Bronx. You know, it's my home. And, you know, a month ago, maybe less than a month ago, when these two teams locked horns, you know, we were just hoping that the Mets will continue to build because they had lost two straight coming out of the All-Star break. They won that last game via coming from behind on national television. That was huge. Going in there with Max, shutting it down. Though the Yankees did come back, we had to walk it off. Marte walking it off, you know, just showing what he bought into, what this team is buying into as far as just staying in the game no matter what. Yesterday was a perfect example of that. You know, but there's every set, like, looking at yesterday's ball game with the Phillies and seeing how how the team responded after coming out of the rain delay, right? So during the rain delay, the Astros defeated the Braves. The Mets were already losing at that point, right? Bohm had hit the 3-run home run. They're leading 7-4. In the rain delay, just finished getting a solid inning from their lefty, Alvarado. You know, and the tarp comes on.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. The tarp comes on, and, you know, so the Braves end up losing, and the Mets could have been like, okay, listen, you know, if we lose this game, it's all right. You know, we'll still, the numbers stay the same and don't move. We're still 3. No, they said this is an opportunity here to come back in this game, get this game, and go back up a game. Keep the numbers consistent. That's the team. That's the way the team's been all year long. A very consistent ball club throughout the season. And when you're that kind of ball club that can be consistent from start to finish, that's huge. Going into September, right? We got this Yankee series. You got Colorado sandwiched in between LA. After that, now we got to get up and we got to play the games. And this is where I feel like Buck is going to shine his brightest. We're going into September. The strength of schedule is on our side. It's an opportunity to just grab the bull by the horns, gain some numbers, gain some victories, create some distance. That's that opportunity that's presenting itself in September for the Mets. And I believe Buck is going to get his team prepared to face that strength of schedule. He's going to give guys opportunities. He is going to be more, receptive to, okay, listen, we don't got to extend you that much. We're going to be afforded an opportunity that if we played our cards right, if we play the way we're supposed to play, the way we've been playing at a consistent level, then I think we can finish the season 100-plus games, which they haven't done since 1986, and, they can win. They can win. This is a very special team, and 97 wins was the most they've had since, 2006. I think they achieved the same thing in 2000. I'm not sure. But 97 wins has been that's the mark. That was the high mark over the last 30 years besides 1986. And I feel like passing that is the first mark. And then and then clinching the division is the next mark. And hopefully getting these two big arms ready for postseason baseball, which, I'm sorry, but we have two of the best pitchers in baseball. Right now, any team would want these two guys to be the head of the rotation right now. Even in the positions that they're in right now. Max Scherzer has been solid all year. He got hurt, but came back, picked up where he left off, is doing Max Scherzer things. Jacob deGrom getting his bearings together, building up his pitches per inning. Once he gets to 100 plus max effort, which we hope we get to by the time we get to playoff baseball, it's on and popping. And I feel like this is a ball club that's not going to sit there and play no games with nobody's feelings. It's going to be a very dangerous team. It's going to be a team that a lot of people are going to pick, because when you have these two beasts and that at the top of the rotation, it's insane, But we're just going to take it game by game, the utmost confidence, the biggest amount of confidence you have to have. And you got to believe that you can win. And this team has been talking World Series talk. That's stuff that I've never seen this Mets team talk about. I mean, they've, the past is we want to win a World Series. But no, this time they're like, listen, forget about the individual stats right now. We're talking World Series. When I heard Lindor say that to me told me this team is buying in. Then Pete Alonso said the same thing. I'm not worried about my individual stats. We're on to the next. We trying to win a championship. Ooh, if that doesn't send chills down your spine, then I don't know what we're doing. You got to be a fan at this point. That's the point of us being fans, is to be excited, is to be happy, is to be buying in to the fact that this team is that damn good. In 2006, the Mets had a team that was probably one of the best, if not the best, in baseball. They were tied with the Yankees for the best record in baseball. The Yankees got trumped by the Tigers, who ended up going to the World Series, and the Mets ended up, getting beat by St. Louis. There's every bit of belief that if the Mets go in to that 2006 World Series, that they will win. They had an amazing ball club. When you had Beltran at the top of his game, you had Delgado at the top of his game, David Wright at the top of his game, a young Jose Reyes, who was probably one of the most intimidating guys on the bases. That to me was everything, And we all wish they would have won that year. Believe they could have won that year. 2015 was an anomaly. We know that. There's no doubt about it. We had a bunch of rookies going in, pitching, and, but we had veterans who been there before, and they helped carry this team deep into the postseason. And Daniel Murphy, who, trust me, did not have that type of season until the following year when he signed with the Nationals, but he broke out in the 2006 postseason. And I just believe that this year we're seeing the likes of guys who are really built to have tremendous performances in the postseason. I think the offense is going to shine bright in the postseason. And that's huge. Looking at what Jeff McNeil is doing, looking at what Lindor is doing, and Lindor deserves an apology from every single person. Apologies are in order for Francisco Lindor for the type of season he's putting up this year as a leader, as a player, as a superstar. Apologies are in order. And we're talking Manti Te'o levels of apologies for Francisco Lindor is absolutely needed. So people better line up ready to apologize to that man, because he has been everything and then some. And I'm not even going to start, naming off reasons, because if you're not watching this team, then you don't know. But if you're watching this team, then you know. You absolutely know why Francisco Lindor is probably one of the most important people in this whole thing. Facts. Um, so for this series, we're hearing it's Max today, DeGrom tomorrow. That's you know, that's what the team is hoping. Um, we're hoping DeGrom is all right. So they're moving. They're moving. Just got the news about 10 minutes ago. Buck Showalter announced that the Aces are being split up. So Scherzer tonight, Walker tomorrow, and then DeGrom on Thursday. Um, so maybe that's a good thing. I know this is gonna get a lot of people on their nerves. Oh, DeGrom better be this, better be that, and I get it. I understand. We want to win. We want to win. We want Jacob DeGrom healthy, but I mean, I think he will be. I think there's a strategy to this. If we look at the dates, right, we got starting Thursday, we got 4 against Colorado. So that means DeGrom Thursday, right? You got Scherzer today, right? Which means they will get split up, but it's fine. So DeGrom pitches today, which means he's going to start the first game or Tuesday against, because we got 3 games against the Dodgers. He'll get the 30th, I believe, if it lines up like this, right? So it's Thursday. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So he'll line up for Tuesday, the 30th against the Dodgers. And then so Scherzer will go Sunday. So you have Scherzer on Sunday unless they push him back to Monday, which is very, very possible. This all could be set up for Scherzer and DeGrom to start game 1, game 2 against the Dodgers with Bassett cleaning it up at the end. 100% can be that. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it probably won't be that. So what I expect for this, I expect this game to be pretty much what the Phillies, how it was in the Phillies series, because it's, the stadium factors in, right? It's not like Citi Field where, a fly ball could get eaten up and die in the warning track. Fly balls will go out in Yankee Stadium. With that being said, look out for Brett Beatty. Look out for Jeff McNeil in this series. Look out for Francisco Lindor in this series. I believe those 3 can really, really put some damage power-wise. Can put some damage power-wise against the Yankees if things go our way. And whether it's supposed to be in question tomorrow, which is probably also another reason why they want to push DeGrom back. No, I don't know if it's going to help or hurt him. In the past, Jacob DeGrom never liked to pitch on extra days rest. It wasn't his thing. But if the end game is to have him for October, I don't care. That's all that matters. All I want is for him to be healthy in October, and it's fine. It's fine. As long as we get him for October, as long as there is no issues, as long as there is no injury concerns at this moment, then sure, it's just to get, I guess, momentum as well. You could build momentum against Colorado, and so it is what it is, right? Though I like the fact that we're gonna get the ground for the Dodgers series. I like to see that. I want to see him. I want to see him pitching. DeGrom's number has his numbers have never been good in Yankee Stadium. That could also factor into it, though. I'm not saying they're running from that. I would never say that. I don't think that is. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what it does for us. Hopefully, hopefully that hopefully that does some things for us. Hopefully that does some things for us. Um, the lineups today is pretty much just been the same. It's always been. Canna's out there. Um, so let's see what happens. But Canna's out there. I'm trying to find this lineup right quick. I usually do the lineups from the Mets Life Twitter, but I wasn't able to do it today. So we got Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, pretty much every day, 1 through 4. Vogelbach, since he's been on the team, he's been slotted into that 5th spot. McNeil right after, Canna right after that. Beatty after that. McCann right after that. McCann has a good rapport with Scherzer, so that's why he's starting. So there we go. This is the squad that we got. This is the squad that we got going up today. And let's bring it. That's the only thing I'm hoping. Let's bring it. Let's continue to be consistent. The Mets have been consistent. And we need to continue that. We need to continue that because we already know what the aspirations are. Pete Alonso, I am expecting him to do some really, really good things. So, like I mentioned, that the September schedule is Washington, Pittsburgh, Miami, Chicago, 4 in Pittsburgh. Versus Pittsburgh at home. We got 3 against Milwaukee at Milwaukee, 3 against Oakland at Oakland, 2 against Miami at home, the last 3 in Atlanta. Going into October, and then the last 3 versus Washington at home. So, very decent. I like that our last couple series are against Oakland, Miami, Atlanta, and Washington. Again, this is the final stretch here. This is the final stretch. We're going into it. Final stretch for everybody. So hopefully we'll get this rocking. So that's what we got for tonight. I will be back with you guys on Thursday, and we're gonna be talking about this series, and then we're gonna preview the Colorado series. On the Yankees side, we got watch out for Judge. I know he got some heat in him, wants to kind of prove himself after his last performance. Let's do it, right? We had Walker and Scherzer the last time we faced the Yankees. We'll have Scherzer and Walker again, though it's kind of reverse, right? Because we had Walker first, then Scherzer. Now we have Scherzer than Walker. So, um, let's do it, man. Yankees are right now licking their wounds. Hopefully, we can, get a couple kicks in on the way back home before we face LA. Um, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep the vibes going. Let's keep the train rolling. Um, postseason baseball is in the future, and you know, our big guys in the forefront means big things. So you already know the vibes. When it comes to the Mets, it's always, always, always for life. You already know the vibes. Let's go Mets.